Y'all, practicing your wholeness while homeless is rough. And I mean, shit, practicing your wholeness while having a home seems just as rough too. I mean, when you are homeless, you're thinking about survival, you're thinking about your safety, you're thinking about your basics, right? But when you have a home, you're thinking about some of the same things depending on your situation. For the people who have a lot of money and don't have to worry about the basics, they have a lot of distractions. We all have a level of distraction that can take us away from our wholeness. Oh, I got all the money to go out and travel and, spend money on this, that, and the third, and whatever else. Oh, well, I'm middle class or lower middle class, and, I got only just enough money to get by. I got to go to work. Time to clock into my third shift. Oh, I'm homeless. I don't know who out here is going to fuck with me. It's raining tonight. I need a roof over my head. And despite the need for things, I would say when it comes to tapping into your wholeness, your biggest need is to remember to not be overconsumed by the needs that you want. It's 100% understandable that you need a roof over your head. It's 100% understandable how tired you are from working all those jobs. It's absolutely understandable that you want to use all your money to go have fun and live life. These things are 100% understandable, and I'm not taking away from none of it. But what I will say is that there are no excuses when it comes to practicing your wholeness if that's something you want to be in life is whole. Happiness is only part of the whole. Money is only a part of the whole. A family and wealth is only a part of the whole. The basics are only a part of the whole. And a lot of times when we have victim mentality so deeply embedded into our human brain, or our human minds rather, that we will get our needs met, feel, and will rest on feeling whole in that moment. When what's really is happening is you're getting your wholeness added on too. Does that make sense? I want to reiterate what I just said. If you end up getting a roof over your head, if you find a job to where you don't have to work 3 shifts, and if you're spending money having fun, even if you go and help somebody else, and you feel a level of wholeness, you are only feeling a level of wholeness, but not the whole wholeness. And I don't want to speak for everybody when I say this because I don't know. I'm only speaking from personal experience. But when it comes to tapping into your wholeness, remembering who you are, remembering that the strength is inside of you, that the Most High is inside of you, um, it's so important to just remember to not get chained down and weighed down by your lack of what you think you don't have. You may not have it in the moment, but you have the ability to get it, and you're worthy of getting it. Self-worth is a huge part of your wholeness. You think about wholeness, you think about like a pie chart. Self-worth is such a huge part of wholeness, because once you really know your self-worth and you practice your self-worth, all these other needs start to pour in, because when you know your worth, you're no longer worried. You're no longer in that mindset where it's like, okay, I'm lacking this, I'm lacking that. And you start begging the universe, you start begging God for, you know, whatever it is that you need. When you know your worth, you know that things can come to you easier because you're not under self persecution. And worry is a level of self persecution, okay? Um, because, in all honesty, what I say is that worry makes the vision blurry. Don't get tied down by your lack mentality and your victim mentality. And I'm talking to anybody and everybody out there who's got it and don't got it. You may say to yourself, well, what does a rich person have to worry about? You know how many rich people out here have sold their soul and is now regretting that shit? You know how many rich people out here don't got no fucking family? One of the biggest one of the biggest worries that a real rich person may have a lot of times is, who's gonna love me? Who's gonna remember me from my heart? A lot of them worry about that. And I know homeless people and people who aren't rich don't want to hear it, but we have to hear all sides of the spectrum. Men don't want to hear about what women go through. Women don't want to hear about what men go through. You know, and the polarity scales all around, whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's class, whether it's ability or disability. Nobody wants to hear about the other side because we're so tied down to our lack mentality and our victim mentality, and that should be so strong that we just don't want to hear any of it. So because our victim mentality is so powerful, and we've given so much life to victim mentality. Um, you know, it almost possesses us. We'll never admit that we have victim mentality as humans. We'll never admit it most times. But that victim mentality, when we don't take accountability for it, when we don't catch it, it possesses us. And so that victim mentality has a mind of its own that we've allowed to have life. And they'll kick rocks all day talking about, well, I don't have this and I don't have that. And then the fucked up thing about having that victim mentality is, well, now I do have these things, but now I don't have this and now I don't have that. It creates a void in the spirit that we feel like we can never fill. So all this to say, it really doesn't matter, if you're homeless, if you're middle class, if you're rich as fuck, or on your way to being rich as fuck. In order for you to not get trapped in the void of not having, is how you have to practice your wholeness. Remember what you do have and build off of that. It's very important.